Good day, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is feeling good today, healthy and happy, realizing the government does not love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a bold-faced lie. It is July 1st of 2025, Canada Day, 9:37 a.m. Happy Canada Day, everybody. I'll even say Happy Canada Day to the communists who are trying to destroy Canada and make it little China. But, not that that pleases me that they're doing that, but I'm trying to be a good Christian and trying to be understanding and nice to everybody, even the communists. So, Canada Day, well, it used to mean a lot more to me. I used to participate in festivities, go to fireworks and parades and all that stuff. And we'd always have big Canada Day barbecues. My parents lived on a lake. I think my father still does, but I don't talk to my father. So we used to have big beach parties and just huge parties, really, really big ones on Canada Day. Canada Day and Labor Day were the two that we did that. But I'm not feeling so patriotic anymore. I definitely won't be participating in any festivities today. I don't think Canadians' hearts are in it like they used to be. Excuse me. Canada used to be a place I was proud to be from, and I used to feel that we had the best country in the world, actually, because the population was so friendly, so accepting, and so just easy to get along with, not violent. It was a great place. It's always been corrupt, I will say that. It was Alex Jones one time who said, I heard this from him about 12, 13 years ago. He's like, yeah, everybody up there and thinks that the government up there in Canada, they all think that that's a real good place and not corrupt. He's like, one of the most corrupt regimes on the planet, just better at hiding it than everybody else. That is unfortunately true. Canada has been this innocent little country that can be used for money laundering, for MK Ultra experiments, for drug production and drug distribution, for illegal guns to come through. It's Halifax, where I'm from, is a port city. There's more drugs in Halifax than you can shake a stick at for that reason. Anywhere that's a port city, that's what you're going to find, right? So Canada's always been on the corrupt side for sure. But we were always known as a very friendly nation, a very welcoming nation, a beautiful nation. The landscape and stuff here is just gorgeous. I mean, there's places in Labrador that are pretty much untouched by human hands. And I had a friend named Jamie who used to go there fishing once a year. His father had a cabin way back in the middle of nowhere where humans didn't even go and had never gone. So it was untouched. And because it was untouched, the rivers hadn't been fished, the game hadn't been hunted. It was as nature intended it to be. And he literally showed me pictures holding fish that he caught back there that were as big as him. He's like, the really small ones we threw back, they were like 4 feet long. These fish were huge. I couldn't believe the sight of it. It was just, and there's a lot of that in Canada. There's places in Newfoundland, the same thing. Hardly anybody's ever been there, if anybody. And nature is completely untouched and as it's meant to be. There's very few places like that left, but Canada has quite a few. Because we have a small population, but we have a ridiculously huge landmass here. It's one of the biggest countries in the world. Not by population, just by land size. And most of it is unpopulated, right? It's just beautiful terrain all over the place. So now here we are in 2025. We've got our biggest economic province, Alberta, wants to separate. Do I blame them? Not at all. Not at all. The federal government has been bullying them and treating them like pariahs. It's terrible, and they've had enough of it because they are the economic engine of the whole country. Okay, it's that one province basically keeps the lights on for the whole place because of the oil they have and just the industry that's there. It's massive. And they've had enough of being bullied by the federal government, which, that's the communists I'm talking about. That's the communists who don't like freedom, who don't like, well, they especially hate Christianity the most, and you'll find a lot of Christians in Alberta. Anywhere where you find Christians, that's where you'll find our government picking on everybody, picking on the whole place. They call people like us old stock Canadians, and it's time for new stock Canadians, they say. They're not replacing us, apparently. They say they're not, but we're old stock Canadians. Now, that term in itself tells you they are indeed replacing us. They don't like old stock Canadians like myself, those of us who used to be proud of this place before the government started assisting people with ending their own lives and encouraging China to come in here and have their way with the whole country, and unfettered immigration, just let all these unvetted people into the country. They totally changed the face of this place. It doesn't feel like Canada anymore. It really doesn't. It feels like, depending on where you go, it can feel like little Pakistan or little Afghanistan or little China. We actually have Chinatowns all over the place in Canada. There's one in Toronto, there's one in Vancouver. There's more of them too. The little areas that they call Chinatown. I mean, can you imagine China allowing a little Canada to set up in China somewhere? Not going to happen. Can you imagine in Pakistan them saying, well, that area over there is a no-go zone. That's reserved for Canadians. Yeah. They'd reserve that spot for the dead bodies of the Canadians. That's because they'd bury them. It's not Canada anymore, folks. It's really not. Now, the States will be celebrating their big day in a few days, July 4th. Same thing is happening there. The communists are trying to destroy the Constitution that they have. The best Constitution in the world. The only one that's worth the paper it's written on, actually. We got something here called the Bill of Rights, which doesn't give us any rights at all. Parental rights are non-existent in the country. You don't have any rights to your own children. The state claims that they own your children, and they can decide what happens with them. You don't get to decide. For all these reasons I've mentioned, this is why I don't feel so patriotic this year. It would be really nice to have our country back, have things the way they used to be. But I don't think that's going to happen. We're on a slippery slope, and we're just gaining speed. Heading into communist dystopia. Definitely communist dystopia. And if you need to know what happens in a communist dystopia, look at a place like Venezuela or China, because the China model, as Klaus Schwab says, the China model seems to be the one the world's going to go with. Against everyone's will. We don't want anything to do with that. But that's where they're taking us. So in spite of all that, happy Canada Day. If you are still a patriotic Canadian, my hat's off to you for that. It's getting more and more difficult for me to be proud of this country at all. We're assisting our most vulnerable. They say you judge a society by how it treats its most vulnerable members. That's how you judge a society. What are we doing with our most vulnerable here? Trying to pump them full of illicit, toxic drugs and encouraging them when their lives are terrible and they have no money to pay rent or whatever and they're on the street to end their lives. That's how we are treating the most vulnerable in this country. Does that say patriotism is needed to me? Nope. That says we're in a horrible dystopia already. It's quite sad, because this once was a beautiful nation, and the real Canadians that are here, and some of the immigrants too. I mean, there's a store I go to, it's about a 5-6 minute walk. And I go there, there's even a closer one, and the prices on the things I get are pretty much the same. But I go to this one because the fellow from India owns it, and he's so nice and friendly, and I always get along with people from India. I don't know what it is about them, but our personalities just mesh really well. I've had tons of friends from India. And I also, I'm a Christian, but I was involved with Hinduism years ago, and I found that religion incredibly interesting to study. It's like, I'm not a racist guy at all. I talk a lot about the immigration and stuff. My problem is with Islam, not with people from foreign nations. It's the ideologues that come in here with their Islamic jihadist ways that want to destroy this place and take over and impose Sharia law. I have a problem with that. But cool people from other countries, no problem. I mean, I get along with them great, especially Indians for some reason. Something about them, they're just super friendly, super outgoing. They're always so, and when they find out how responsive I am to them, this guy at the store, he's bringing in special products for me that he doesn't have. He's like, what can I do to make it convenient? You come here all the time. I have everything you need. And I told him some things he could stock that I would buy, and he's like, no problem. He gets the laptop out, shows me the products he can get them. He's like, yep, I get them, and I give you same price that you get somewhere else. Like, right on, dude. I'll buy it all here. I don't have a problem with these people whatsoever when they're cool and they're not trying to destroy my whole world, right? And this guy's not. He's a cool dude. Really like him. And the original old stock Canadians, we're still great people. We're still very friendly. We're still very welcoming. We're not racists. We're not misogynists. People like Justin Trudeau called us all. That was so insulting to have the Prime Minister of the country call half of the population something so vile as misogynist, and just absolutely insulting and terrible. But I still dream of the Canada we used to have at one time, and I do pray it comes back, but I don't know. It's really not looking good. I will say that. So happy Canada Day anyway, and I hope you all have a great day. If you're going out to enjoy the festivities, I hope you get some good weather. Looks like it's going to rain here, but you can still have fun in the rain. It's a warm day, so you won't be cold. And I hope you all have a great day. If you're feeling patriotic, good on you. Thanks for watching, and may God be with you all.